Episode number 2 of the Washington Nationals franchise, where we left off after part 1. We're 31 and 38, and we are at June 11th, halfway through the month of June. And we're honestly in a much better place than I thought we would be. We're not even last place in the NL East. The Phillies are, which is very surprising. But if you look at the team, there's not many people performing that well. Zach Littell is having a great season, but he's going to get traded. He's on a one-year deal. We got to take advantage of that. The rest of the pitchers, Mitchell Parker's having a decent season. Michaelis, surprisingly, is not too bad. And the rest of the guys are just not great. Bullpen's bad too. Bullpen's really bad. Hitters wise, we're having guys. A lot of guys are having decent seasons. I think our hitting is what's keeping us in games. Like Cabrid's not having a bad year. Chaparro's got 11 homers. Luis Garcia. Luis Garcia is another name that we might look to trade. I'm not really interested in moving him right now, but he's only got one more year of team control. So that's a guy we might look to move. Brady House, again, he's only 22. He's going to get a lot of playing time because hopefully he can just develop into something. But honestly, it could be a lot worse. CJ Abrams is not having that good of a year. And I think it's time to trade him to get at least something of value back for him. James Wood is having an MVP type season. He's batting .317 with 27 homers already. Dude's a monster. Dalen Lyle's having a good season as well. Jacob Young, not bad. Dylan Cruz is really, really struggling. I'm really considering sending him down to AAA and letting him play some and calling up like Robert Hassel. I mean, even Robert Hassel's not having that good of a season, but I don't know. I think I'm going to give Dylan Cruz to the end of June. And, if he doesn't improve at least a little bit on these numbers, I think he's going down to AAA. All right, we're just going to get back to simulating. There's nothing I want to do just quite yet. But I think in a couple weeks, depending on how these next couple weeks go of the season, we're really going to determine if we are going to move off guys or if we're going to just stick with them and see if we can sneak into a wild card spot. Because the position we're in right now, it's not crazy to say we could get a wild card. I know it's probably not going to happen, but I don't think it's crazy. We might as well hop in. We got CJ Abrams, bases loaded, down 2 runs. CJ Abrams needs to come through here and get a big hit, raise his trade value a little bit. I mean, he's got a 700 OPS on the season, batting under 250. Like, it's... All right, we need CJ Abrams to come through here. Got a hittable sinker, just a little out in front. He's batting 170 with runners in scoring position this season. That's just not going to do it. Come on, CJ. CJ with the perfect grand slam to give us the lead in the bottom of the 8th. What a swing from CJ Abrams. Doing stuff like that's going to make him hard to trade. I was really planning on coming in this episode and trading him, but if he's going to play like that, I mean, he's still probably going to get traded if we're being honest. It just... For the betterment of the franchise, it just has to happen. Hopefully our pitching can hold on to it. Yeah, we gotta hop in here. JP Crawford up. Got 2 outs, 2 on. You got Cal Raleigh coming up. CJ, I meant JP. But we do. Huge pitch. He definitely chased the ball for. But we pick up a dub. That was good. Good way to start off the episode. CJ Abrams with the grand slam. We get our first trade offer, and it's Brandon Williamson, a guy that we've been looking to trade for, and Davis Daniel. Davis Daniel is kind of a nothing prospect, or he's 28, not even a prospect, just a nothing player. But Brandon Williamson is having a very nice year. I mean, 18 games, he's thrown almost 50 innings. He's got 30 Ks, 2.7 ERA, 1.2 WHIP. The only problem is they're asking for one of our best pitching prospects, Travis Sikora, and he's having a phenomenal year in Double-A. And he's only 21, and he's only 3 overalls lower than Williamson. This trade itself does not make sense to me. But and okay, blockbuster trade. The Twins just traded for Jason Dominguez, and they sent the Yankees Pablo Lopez, Cole Sands, and Orlando Arcia. This trade, I'll say this. If the Yankees are in desperate need of pitching, I don't hate it because Dominguez is blocked for playing time, and the Twins, he's going to get to play every day. It doesn't make it. It's not terrible in theory, but I don't think Pablo Lopez is the guy that you're going to have to give up to get Jason Dominguez. So if we give them Sean Lalonde and Sam Peterson, and they give us Brandon Williamson and Davis Daniel, I don't know if they'll say yes, but I hope so. We're going to go down to the Double-A level and get a look at one of our top pitching prospects, Harlan Susana. He's getting the start here. He's not having that good of a year here in Double-A, but he's getting the start, and we're gonna go into the game and see how well he can actually do. Our Double-A lineup itself is just not very good. Eli Willett's batting .275 on the year, though. Harlan Susana, he's got a 4-pitch mix. Fastball has a lot of velo on it. That's kind of his calling card. And I know he's flip-flopped between starting and pitching out of the bullpen. I wouldn't be surprised to see him come up to the majors at some point, especially early, and work out of the bullpen. I just kind of think his skill set is better suited for it. Picks up the strikeout on the first batter with 99 at the top of the zone. Control is not there so far, but as long as he can be around the zone and let his stuff generate swings and misses, just like that right there. Again, back-to-back strikeouts to start the game for Susana. The stuff is there, man. The stuff is there. It's just if he can put it together without blowing up.
Ball in.
Pumping 99, 98 in the first inning. Good slider. Go back to the fastball. Touching 100 in the first inning. That's the type of stuff that will play. Now, hanging changeups like that, I don't know will. Susana strikes out the side in the first inning. All right, man. Okay. If he's going to be pitching like this, I don't know if it's crazy to say he might get a look once September comes around. I don't know if he's not necessarily ready to become a mainstay in the rotation, but I don't think it's, if we're out of it, I don't think it's a bad idea to get him a little look. All right. Just nowhere close to the zone there. But he gets a ground ball, first pitch to the next batter, and gets a double play. That's the type of stuff we need. If he's gonna be wild and walk somebody, he's got to come back to the next guy and get right back in the zone. That's gonna get down into left. Not even a bad pitch. Yeah, he got it down and in, so it's not even a bad pitch. 101, man. That changeup is playing very, very well off of his fastball.
Nope, that's a ball.
Oh, gets by the first baseman. They're going to have first and third now with 2 outs here in the second inning. Got him jammed, but the first baseman was just not ready for it, I guess.
Ball, that's out.
That one gets by the third baseman. He got 2 quick outs after the double play, and now he's giving up 3 consecutive hits. The last 2, you can argue, should be hits, should be errors. They're definitely hits, but, man, tough way to give up the first run of the game. And this one is driven to right field. He's there to make the catch, though. Okay, gives up 1, but it still wasn't even, like, the worst inning ever, you know? Like, the hits were just kind of, Pitching well. He's pitching very well. Back in the third. See if we can get a clean inning. See if we can get him to chase his fastball up. Well, got to actually throw it high if that's what you're planning on doing. Good pitch, 102. I just kind of think this guy's a closer in the making. I don't know. I just kind of think he could be a lockdown closer, if I'm being honest. Slider control has just not really been there. He's been kind of all over the place with it. But the changeup and fastball, he's kind of consistently kept around the zone. But yeah, that off-speed stuff is just... doesn't really have it. Yeah, it was a ball. It wasn't even worth challenging. Good pitch. 100 on the hands. Tough to do anything with that. Go back to it.
That's a ball.
A little low. He's lucky that was as inside as it was. Otherwise, that pitch would have been
That's outside.
probably sailing out here.
Ball 4.
He walks him. Now we got 1 out with runners at second and first. Man, just touching 100 that easily must be nice. Must be nice. The things I would do to be able to throw the ball that hard. Gets a swing and miss on the slider. We need him to come back and get a strikeout right here. Yes. Good pitch. Good pitch. All right, 2 outs. He's generating lots of swing and miss stuff.
Ball, that's it.
Lots of swings and misses. But the rest of the pitches are either non-competitive or right down the middle. What a pitch. Gets out of it. Another strikeout. Through 3, but he's already at 56 pitches. Just because he's so wild, in my opinion. Like, I think that's probably his biggest issue. Because he's got the stuff. And, you know,
Ball 2.
that's a strike. That's a strike. 100%. Yeah. Okay. That's fair to say. I know that's a strike. Another strikeout. I don't know how many strikeouts it is, 5 or 6 already in the 4th inning. But see, it's just like pitches like that. He's just got to learn how to be consistently around the zone without throwing it right down the middle like that. Gets a rollover though for the second out.
Ball one.
Is that not a strike either? That looked like easily a strike. Yeah, okay. Come on, Blue, wake up back there. Hangs the slider, and it gets down. The slider and the curveball, man, they're either just nowhere near the zone or it feels like they're hanging right down the middle.
Ball.
Man, that fastball, it just plays, man. It's so
Ball,
good.
that's in. Ball three.
That's not that bad of a pitch, but we need it in the zone. All right, 3-2. Got to go back to tried and true. Now, okay, I don't know about throwing it right down the middle, but you know, you do you. You know what? Jams him, gets out of the 4th inning. I'm very impressed with the stuff so far. I'm very impressed with the stuff. I guess 4 innings is all he's got. I guess he's only got 4 innings. And we end up losing the game. But Susana was pretty impressive, man. I mean, 4 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. 7 Ks in 4 innings. That'll work. He's just got to work on the control. All right. They countered it. And now they want CJ Abrams. No. You're not getting CJ Abrams. Not for Brandon Williamson. Yeah, you're just not getting CJ Abrams for Brandon Williamson. That's just not happening. Yeah. Oh, we ended up winning. Nice. All right, so back-to-back series wins against Seattle and Kansas City. I trust Beater. Yeah. Another series win against the Rays. 37-40, man. It's making it so tough to actually try and trade some guys. Like, I don't know, I have some trades in mind, but if we're going to be playing this well, we might as well keep the team together, you know? I don't know. Sweep the Rays. Drew Millis, he's out for a month or two. That's our backup catcher, so we actually do need to call up another catcher. I don't really want to bring Harry Ford up just yet. I want to let him get some more playing time. Because Cabert's still not playing bad, right? So as long as we got the two, I want them both to get playing time. So I think we're just going to call up Riley Adams to be the backup catcher for a little while. We got a chance to walk it off with Dylan Cruz. Yeah, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, 2nd and 3rd. Dylan Cruz up. Come on, man. You gotta show us something. Come on, Dylan. Did he do it? Come on. Dylan Cruz! Dylan Cruz with the walk-off homer. Come on, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's huge for him. That is so huge for him. first pitch of the at-bat. 3-run homer walk-off. Oh, what a swing, Dylan. Yes. That's what we needed. We got another chance to walk it off. We gotta hop in and try and split the series with the Phillies. For some reason, they're just not very good this year, and I don't know why. Luis Garcia against Juan Duran. Gets a hanging curveball. It's not the worst swing, but it's not going to do anything other than get the runner over to third. You know what? It's not the worst. I mean, it could be better with 2 outs. I'm really tempted to steal second, but it literally does not help us at all. That 28 clutch, let it work. Wild pitch. Let's go. I honestly didn't even mean to send him. But it works. We win, and we don't have to rely on Joey Weimer to get a hit. Another walk-off victory against the Phillies. This one definitely less exciting. I'm not sure what to do with this team because I had planned on trading C.J. Abrams and Zach Littell. But, man, I don't know if we can. We're half a game back of a wild card spot. We could very easily get a wild card spot. And we're only 4.5 back in the division as well. Pedro Ramirez, an okay prospect, gets traded for Griffin Jacks. I mean, relievers, at least you're getting something back for a reliever. Cade Anderson. We just got offered Cade Anderson for C.J. Abrams straight up. Believe it or not, the Mariners were a team I was already considering sending C.J. Abrams to. I had another trade package in mind, but if we could get Cade Anderson, I might reconsider. They also offered Emerson Hancock, Luke Raley, and Jimmy Joyce for Abrams and Littell. Now, crazy as this sounds, one of the packages I was considering offering the Mariners for C.J. Abrams was Hancock, Raley, and Michael Arroyo. Get a nice second base prospect. But they want Abrams and Littell for this package, so I don't think that's going to happen. But we can try and make it happen because Hancock will allow us to get other pieces, whereas if we just went Cade Anderson, we're only getting him, which is very good as well. Other packages: Hancock, Joyce, and Ryan Bliss. It's not bad. I looked at Ryan Bliss a lot. And then Felton Celestin. We don't need a shortstop. No. But this is interesting, man. I don't know. If they accept this, we're officially calling it on the season probably. Now we do have Nasim Nunez, who's not a bad backup shortstop. But I think we need to cash in on C.J. Abrams. I don't see him being a part of this team long term. Whereas Hancock and Arroyo could be, and Luke Raley is a good upgrade on Chaparro. Am I going to regret not just getting Cade Anderson, though? I mean, he's 21. He's a 68. Lefty. What if I take away Luke Raley? Because I have another first baseman in mind that I want to trade for. And we just go C.J. Abrams for Hancock and Arroyo. And so instead of Cade Anderson, who is a 21-year-old A potential guy, we get Hancock, who's, a solid pitcher with upside, and Arroyo, who's a solid B potential second base prospect. Well, maybe you just do. Maybe you ask for Hancock, Joyce, and Arroyo. I think we're gonna offer this trade. C.J. Abrams for Hancock, Arroyo, and Joyce. I doubt they accept it, but maybe they'll give us a counter. And I just think Abrams has got to be the big trade piece, get us a nice little haul back. Because I think Hancock and Joyce, especially Hancock, can be a nice piece of the rotation. And I think Arroyo has the potential to grow into our starting second baseman, where none of these other guys really do, in my opinion. I think it's a nice pickup. I think it is. And while we're here, I have another trade that I want to try and make. This is the other trade that I was looking to make. Zach Littell to the Orioles for Kobe Mayo and another low potential pitching prospect thrown in as well. But I think Kobe Mayo, he's blocked by Pete Alonso now, Jordan Westberg in the corners. I think he could be a potential first baseman of the future if we brought him in. Obviously, Littell's having an amazing season, but he's only on a one-year deal. Probably wouldn't bring him back anyways, so he might as well capitalize on his value. Kobe was already on the trade block, so maybe it'll make it easier to get him. I think Kobe Mayo is definitely a guy that could help bolster this lineup for the future. So we're going to offer it, and hopefully they accept it. If not, it's not that big of a deal. And they rejected it. They rejected the Abrams for Arroyo, Hancock, and Joyce trade. And they rejected the Littell for Kobe Mayo trade as well. What if... Well, now things are interesting. So what if we offered C.J. Abrams for Hancock and Arroyo without the other pitcher? Because I honestly think this is kind of close to what his value is going to be in real life, C.J. Abrams. Like, you're going to get a decent prospect, but you're not going to get nobody absolutely crazy. I think offering Cade Anderson for C.J. Abrams straight up is insane that I almost don't even want to take it, even though I probably should. If I'm being completely honest. Am I crazy for just not taking Cade Anderson? I think I'm insane if I don't take Cade Anderson here. You know, of top a potential pitching prospect, which is pitching is what we need. I know we're giving up Abrams, and a 1-for-1 is kind of crazy, but I kind of think Cade Anderson's just worth it. I think he's going to be an absolute stud. So we're going to offer it and see if they accept it. If they don't, that's crazy since they offered it to me. And I'm going to go back and talk to... I'll give you Zach Littell for Kobe Mayo straight up. I don't need the other pitching prospect. I'll give it to you straight up. Boom. Okay, we get Cade Anderson from the Mariners. We are giving up C.J. Abrams, but I think this is best for us in the long term. We've got Eli Willits coming up the pipeline. Cade Anderson will be the future ace of this rotation. I think this is a great trade. I was skeptical at first, but I think this is the right move. We're going to call up Arovis Martinez to be our C.J. Abrams replacement. Obviously, he's not going to play shortstop, but he was once a top prospect in the Blue Jays organization. So maybe he can do something for the rest of the season. If not, it's really not that big of a deal. No. Dylan Cruz torn ACL. Done for the year. Oh, that's so brutal. And they rejected Littell for Kobe Mayo. Okay, so I guess we're just not going to get Kobe Mayo. Okay, good to know. Oh, Dylan Cruz. He had even started hitting better as well. We're calling up Robert Hassel and letting him play right field because he's still a young player that I think could do something. All right, we just made a trade for him. We got to go get him a look. We got to go take over Cade Anderson and get him a look. His first AAA start for us. Cade Anderson on the bump, big lefty, same 4-pitch mix as Susana. Should not nearly as much velo, but should just be better overall pitchability. At least that's what we're hoping for. And he strikes out the first guy he sees on a nice changeup down and away. Yeah, that pitch was right down the middle. I don't think that pitch could have been even more right down the middle. Yeah, he hangs the changeup. Hangs the changeup, and that gets smacked into left field. Can't throw the changeup right there. I honestly might look to go with like meter or pulse or something for pitching. Just because I think like the classic pitching, the control is so bad that even though it might be a little realistic, where, it's not pinpoint where you're controlling it, as much as possible. But like, man, half these pitches aren't even close to the zone. Second strikeout of the first inning for Cade Anderson. It's just like that, dude. I feel like half of his pitches have just been making the hitters jump back. See if we can get him to chase a fastball up. And we do. 3 strikeouts in the first inning. Not bad, just the control again. But I'm kind of thinking it might just be this type of pitching we're using. First guy flies out to right field. Slider caught a lot of plate. That's a strike. Come on, Blue. Come on, Blue. You can't miss those. Yeah. Very easy a strike. It's not a bad pitch, Cade. Okay. Another strikeout. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Cade Anderson. I think we might have made a pretty good decision. Simply because I just think it's the right thing to trade C.J. Abrams, man. I just do. Yeah, absolutely hung the changeup, and it's gonna be extra bases. I mean, yeah, I don't know if a changeup could get more hung and more right down the middle of the plate. Jesus. See if we can get him chasing slider low and away. Yeah, we do. Wasn't really low, but another strikeout for Anderson. You gotta make this play, Cade. Nice. 2 down. Runner at third now. Gets a ground out. Way to work out of it, Cade. Gave up the leadoff double, but no harm done. This is not even close. It's got to be a strike. It's close. It's got to be close, man. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm money with the challenges. That's one of the worst swings I've ever seen. Little jam shot into right field. I don't know, man. I honestly think it's the type of pitching we're using. Like, I just think classic pitching is so bad for control. that I think it's hurting a lot of these pitchers. But some of the stuff he's showing right now is nasty, man. He's got 3 really, really good pitches. I'm not a big fan of the curveball, but the changeup, slider, four seam, it plays very well. It worked. It worked. He got around on it, pulled it, but not good contact. 1-2, 2 outs. Gets the ground out to shortstop. I mean, yeah, ground out shortstop. Clean 4 innings. I think we've seen enough from Cade to know that he's nasty. Yeah, I'm excited about having Cade on the team. The final box score for Cade Anderson: 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 6 strikeouts. I'm impressed. He looked nasty, and he's only gonna get better. It's draft day. It's draft day. This is one of the biggest days, especially of our season, because we need to make sure we hit on a nice pick. I've got a few guys scouted out that I think could be really, really nice picks. Further down the board, we're probably just going to have to throw some darts at the wall and hopefully something sticks. But Bertram Moreno is currently our number 1 scouted guy. Center fielder, lefty, really good speed, decent fielding. Contact is there, power is not. So speedy, contact bat in center, which I don't hate. I kind of like that archetype, especially playing center field. Mauricio Ortiz is an interesting starting pitcher because he's a guy we discovered. The per nines could be good. The pitches I'm not the biggest fan of, but he's got decent velocity and a good pitch mix, which will play. So it's not a bad option because we need some pitching help. But I don't know. Alex Gutierrez is another guy. Contact bat, really, really good speed, better fielding. And he is a left fielder instead of a center fielder. And we have James Wood in left and Dalen Lyle. But outfielders can play anywhere, so it's not that big of a deal. But he is older. Yeah, Moreno's 18, Gutierrez is 21. So his potential might not be as high, but he's going to get to the majors faster. Lewis Livingston, another pitcher. This guy is much more solid, in my opinion. I think this guy is a lot better than Ortiz. Kind of same thing with Ordonez. Like, it's a nasty lefty pitcher. Campos, again, kind of the same thing. Like, the pitches aren't the best outside of the four seam and the changeup. And per nines are okay. But all these pitchers are just solid. Jim Thayer's another outfielder. He's got more power on him, not nearly as good defense or speed. I'm not the biggest fan of Thayer. I don't know. I don't think he's going to be that good just from previous franchise experience. I could be completely wrong, though. Baxter, some of these guys are just decent pitchers. Jay Floyd, we've only got him scouted about halfway, but the speed and contact look amazing. I think it's just kind of the same build as some of the other outfielders that we've seen. Lamont Ferreira as well. This is a guy that I'm heavily considering taking, even if his potential is not as high as some of the other guys, because he's a lefty first baseman with good power. You don't really see that a lot in generated prospects, guys with just raw power like this. He'll be there at our pick, I think, and it's gonna be tough not to take him. A lot of the same thing with some of these guys down the board. They're just not as good. Andres Acevedo. I think that's close. He's kind of the same thing as the other first baseman, higher potential, lower overall. He's a 23, so not the type of guy I like to take. I want to take younger guys that can develop, but the power and contact are there. I don't know. We're just gonna have to jump in and see what happens. Pick 1 to the White Sox is going to be Ralph Ordóñez. One of the pitchers we looked at, I liked one of the pitchers we looked at. I really did like some of his stats. I thought he was going to be really good. Bertrand Moreno goes 2 to the Rays. Tough. And Daniel Mann, a guy we didn't really scout that much, goes number 3 overall to the Twins. Arnold Kramer, Campos, Alex Gutierrez. There goes the backup pick as well. Baxter, Ray Ramirez, Jeb White, and Lewis Livingston, another one of our top pitchers. So here's the interesting thing. We can take Ortiz. I'd be tempted to wait on him and see if he's there in the second round since he's, we discovered him. And I'm not the biggest fan of him, even just, despite him being our number 2 rated prospect. Thayer as well. Switch hitting outfielder. Probably going to end up being the pick. Because, some of these pitchers are just not my favorite. Jay Floyd doesn't look bad, but we only scouted him halfway, and with our first pick, I want somebody that we know for sure is going to be decent. That's why Lamont Ferreira might be the pick. I don't hate taking a power first baseman. Are we going to regret not taking Thayer? Maybe. I mean, he's 20. I think he's going to be super low overall with really good potential, but I don't know if he's ever going to actually make it to the majors is the problem. Whereas Ferreira, I think he might be a little higher overall, better potential. I don't know. I'm not, I don't know, man. I'm just not really convinced on either one of these guys, if I'm being completely honest. I think the pick's got to be Ferreira. We've got outfield prospects. We got James Wood, Lyle, Dylan Cruz. I think we got to swing for the fences with the first baseman. Lamont Ferreira is going to be our first round pick. He's probably not going to be the best, but man, I didn't love any of the options, if I'm being completely honest. Second round, Ortiz is still on the board. We're going to take Mauricio Ortiz. Get a nice pitcher prospect as well. So even if Ferreira is not the best, we can be happy we still got Ortiz. Third round, we've got some pitchers that we discovered that we could take as well. I don't know if there's any other position players that we actually scouted this far down on the board. No, I don't think so. Tommy Cho, do we take a swing? He's not going to be any good in my opinion. Let's take Marcel Burke. Why not? Could be good. We're going to take Marte. Round 5. Not much left. Really good defender at third. I'm okay. Really good defender at shortstop. Jim Gray. Why not? Down this far in the in the draft, you're just kind of hoping somebody's actually not completely awful, but usually they are. We'll take another first baseman, Alton Shelley. Why not? And that's the draft. That's the draft. Obviously, we're going to have to go past the trade deadline and, everything before we can actually see the prospects, which we're going to do. We're going to go through the trade deadline and see the prospects in this video. All-Star game, Emmanuel Rodriguez gets traded for Josh Hader. I don't think that's going to happen, but all right. Let's look at the All-Star team. Did any of who from the Nationals got voted in the All-Star game? Probably James Wood, Skeens, Otani, Nelson, Imanaga, Steele, Herget, Diaz, Santana, Fairbanks, Walker, Bryce Harper, Olsen, Devers. James Wood, obviously, he's batting .306 with 34 homers at the All-Star break. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. James Wood's insane. Drew Rasmussen and Cole Sulser gets traded for Matt Shaw and Edward Cabrera. I don't hate the trade if it didn't include Edward Cabrera, just considering the Cubs just traded for him. If the Cubs traded for Rasmussen by sending Matt Shaw to the Rays where he can actually play, I don't hate that. We're getting down towards the end of July, and I want to move Littell. And try and bring in something. I don't know what. I don't know what it would be, though. Like, Hyesung Kim is on the trade block. He's got 3 more years of control, including this year. Like, what do the Dodgers want? Do y'all want Zach Littell for Hyesung Kim? I mean, probably not, right? Alex Freeland. I mean, do we just go back to the Mariners and try and get Michael Arroyo? I want to go talk to our division rival. They have 3 really good third basemen. Bichette, Beatty, and Vientos. Now, it's going to be a little... Actually, it's not going to be that hard to make the money work. Would you give me... Which one's better? Vientos has 3 more years of ARB after this. He's got 20 homers. Beatty... I mean, he's a little bit better. Same amount of control. I won't even ask for Beatty. I want Mark Vientos. And I will give you Zach Littell because you need some help with your starting pitching. He's having a phenomenal year. You give me Mark Vientos for Zach Littell. I think Mark Vientos would be a nice add. He can play first base and let Brady House keep developing until, if our first round pick turns out to be a stud, until he gets up to the majors. I don't know if they're going to accept that. I would love for it if they did. But I think they have too many players to not try and trade for one of them. And we get an offer for Jack Perkins for Zach Littell. I mean, that's not bad, right? Young pitcher. I mean, he's not young. He's 26, but lots of control. He's a 69 overall, 3.3 ERA in AAA. I'm kind of out on that one. Yeah, no. Oh, I don't want him. Okay, you don't want to give me Mark Vientos for Littell. Why? Christian Franklin. I'll give you Christian Franklin and Zach Littell for Mark Vientos. Please. Please, Mets. Yes! Yes! Okay, listen. They said that they fleeced us, right? For Littell and Franklin. But Franklin was probably never going to play for us. And Littell wasn't going to play for us after this year. But Mark Vientos, he's got this year and 3 more years remaining on his team control. Power bat, which is something we need outside of James Wood. Can play first base. I personally think this is a great move. I think it's going to help us for sure. Let's go. We got Vientos. That's huge. Elvis, you're going back down to AAA so we can call up another starter. Andrew Alvarez. Welcome to the big leagues, buddy. We're going to move James Wood off DH into left, move Dalen Lyle to right, and DH Vientos. I think that's the move. And I honestly don't think there's anybody else that I really am just looking forward to getting rid of. I think Littell and Abrams were the 2 guys that I really planned on trading. I kind of think we're good now. Vientos, Cade Anderson. I like the upgrades we made. I think it'll be much better for us in the long term. All right, we're here at the trade deadline. I don't think we're going to make any type of moves, and we have really fallen off since the start of July. Early in the month, we were 500. We were 42-42 at one point. We've won 6 games. We went 6-20 in our last 26 games. Brutal fall off, but I think it's what we needed, in my opinion, because we were not built to compete. We were not built to compete. If we stuck around with Littell and Abrams, I don't think we'd be as good of a overall organization. So yeah, I think we're just gonna skip through the deadline because I don't think we have anything else to do. It's deadline to sign draft picks. I've already signed all the draft picks, so we're good there. Now it's time to actually look at these draft picks and see if we hit on anything. I kind of think we fumbled. I think I fumbled, if I'm being completely honest. Okay. Ferreira is a bust. Ferreira is guaranteed bust. I mean, the power's not the worst, right? He's 18. He's a 59 with 80 potential. There's something there. Ortiz, though, is a 64 with 87 potential. Definitely a hit there. Burke, 93 potential, 61 overall. Marte, Gray, okay. I mean, Gray and Shelley are never seeing the field. They're way too low overalls. But I'm not happy, but I'm not that upset. We got 2 nice pitchers, and Ferreira could turn out to be something. Let's look and see if any of the other people we actually looked at, what they look like. Jimmy Campos is a pitcher we looked at. He's not bad. Lewis Livingston turned out to be pretty solid as well. Anybody else? Bertrand Moreno, yeah, he's a stud. 90 potential, 66 overall. Would have loved to get him. Ralph Ordonez is another pitcher we looked at. Alex Gutierrez. He's not bad, right? He's obviously not bad. He's better than our pick. But, Daniel Mann, he was the number 3 overall pick. He's not very good. John Hope, geez, man. Jim Thayer. This is the outfielder we were picking between. He's a 63 at 20 years old with 89 potential. Did we miss on him? Yeah, probably. But I'm honestly not that upset. Oh my goodness, the other first baseman that we looked at that I said I don't think is nearly as good. He's a 65 overall with 95 potential. And he went to the Mets. Okay, that's a big miss. That is a huge miss. I wish I just didn't see that. All right. Okay. Definitely missed on our first round pick, but got a couple nice prospects. But that's the draft. That's the trade deadline. I think we're a better organization. I think we're a much better team. I'm happy with some of the moves we made. That's for sure. But that's going to do it. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate it. Everybody who watches. Next episode will be the end of the season. And depending on how quickly we go through the end of the season, maybe the off season as well. So be sure to look out for the next video. I appreciate everybody that watched. Peace.